In today's video, we are going to look at some YouTube channel ideas for you as an Airbnb host. So this is a continuation of our series on Airbnb right here on the channel. So if you haven't watched the other videos in this series, you want to click on the playlist section somewhere here, and then just go and check on the videos in the series. So the video before this one, we're talking about some of the factors you need to consider as an Airbnb host and whether or not it still makes sense to start an Airbnb, especially in Kenya. So if you see my face for the first time, welcome. My name is Eva Mtali, and you're gonna dive right into the video, and we are looking at some of the YouTube channel ideas that you can consider as an Airbnb host. So in our last video, we talked about some of the business ideas you can do as an Airbnb host that will not have to take you away from your business, and that you can leverage your already existing Airbnb. So that's what going to elaborate more on the YouTube channel idea. So the number one, you can look at a YouTube channel idea that is focused on behind the scenes of hosting. So here, basically, the theme will be you sharing the day-to-day realities, challenges, and rewards of running an Airbnb. So example of video topics that you could choose to cover, we are talking about a day in the life of an Airbnb host, from checking in to cleaning to checking out guests, whatever you want to cover in that video. And then number two, you can look, for example, at 10 things I wish I knew before becoming an Airbnb host. That's a very classic one. A lot of people, especially those who have never hosted, think like Airbnb is just coming, cleaning, opening, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And take this from somebody who has been hosting on the Airbnb platform for the last 13 years. You can also cover video topics around how I turned my spare room into a full-time income source, especially if, let's say, you're hosting guests in your room, in your house, like you don't have like a separate building where you host your guests. You could also consider topics around how you respond to guest complaints, real life scenarios and solutions. So here you can actually show people behind the scenes of what the complaints are. Of course, you have to keep privacy by not showing the exact names of those guests. But if, let's say, it's like a review that has been left publicly, you can show it because it's already publicly available, and you can just explain how you handle that particular situation. You can also talk about, let's say you already have a 5-star review on your Airbnb, or you're already a super host, like in 2 weeks, for example, that other people are still struggling to get even recognized by Airbnb. You can talk about how I prepare my Airbnb for the perfect 5-star review. Those are some of the topics you can consider. The number two YouTube channel idea for you as an Airbnb host is Airbnb business tricks and tips. So here, basically, the theme would be around educating other aspiring hosts or even existing hosts on how to optimize their listings and profiles. So some of the example video topics you can cover here are top 5 ways I maximize my Airbnb earnings, or how you can maximize your Airbnb earnings. You can do a video on how to create the perfect Airbnb listing that stands out. And guys, oh my God, my Airbnb is out of this world, limit of it, but you will have to go and watch my travel YouTube channel to see the whole house, how it looks like. It is a beautiful, and why I was inspired to do this series on Airbnb. I'll leave a link in the description box at the bottom of this video. You can go and check out the full tour of this Airbnb where I'm at today. You can also talk about the best pricing strategies for Airbnb hosts in 2025, 2026, depending on when you are watching this video. You can talk about the Airbnb automation tools that you use to save time and make more money. You can talk about the secret to getting consistent 5-star reviews, and that is if you already have 5-star reviews, for example. And then the number 3 YouTube channel idea that you can consider as an Airbnb host is about interior design for Airbnb spaces. So if you have a touch or you have an eye for detail and an eye for beautiful things, like my host here, Kananu, I am talking to you, you can consider handling topics around interior design, making Airbnb properties more appealing and functional. And so here, example video topics you can talk about is budget-friendly decor ideas for your Airbnb. So if maybe in your area you have discovered this market that has very nice, beautiful, affordable um, mats and rugs and clean, nice bed sheets that you can share with your audience. You could do like a day in my life going to shop for my Airbnb. You can do haul, you can do, all that kind of stuff just to show people how you don't have to, break the bank to make your Airbnb beautiful. And then you can also talk about things like how to design an Airbnb that guests can't resist booking. Yeah. So if you have that kind, and remember in the other video we talked about, don't just do Airbnb for the sake of doing Airbnb. Give somebody something they will not find in their household. If let's say, like I am currently in Nanyuki, something I would not find in Nairobi. So you can see right here behind me, I have like this entire bush. I have there's a fireplace right there. You can see like there's so much. Look at, I don't remember the last time I saw these lamps here, but they are just amazing. When they light them up at night, it's just beautiful. And then you can also cover topics like the power of first impressions and two-way decor tips for hosts. So for example, I remember when I first came here to this Airbnb, we arrived almost like, it was almost midnight when we came. And because I was away with the host, you can go and watch that video. So I didn't give her enough time to come and set up, like put the lighting and all that. So yesterday she was like, oh, you have to wait. We didn't get a good first impression when you came because we didn't have the lights up. And she made sure that before I came back last night, all the lights were up. And you can see up here, I'm going to put the picture of how the place looked at night. It was amazing. So those are some of the tips that you can share for hosts. And then you can also talk about top 5, for example, top 10 or top 7 must-have furniture items for any Airbnb space. Guys, look, just look at the furniture that is here. It is beautiful. And even on this other side, you'll have to go and watch the video. Like, she has such outdoor spaces, and so basically you can talk about some of the must-have furnitures that you must include in your Airbnb as a host. And then you can also cover topics around transforming a tiny space into a cozy Airbnb rental. So those are just some of the topics, for example video topics around interior design of an Airbnb. Number 4 YouTube channel idea for you as an Airbnb host is travel and guest experience insights. So here we can talk about example video topics. We can talk about here is what every Airbnb guest should look for in a listing. So here you are advising Airbnb guests. You can talk about 5 unique ways to impress your guests that cost almost nothing. So for example, there's I have to go and show you at the window of my Airbnb. I just noticed, so there's this jug of, it has marigold plant in it. And I thought it was just a cute, nice way that my host was, she wants to use what is already available in the area to decorate. And I just come to learn that the marigold plant helps to keep away bees, because her area is literally in a bush. You can see the bush behind me. And it was just great to learn that the marigold, because the bees don't like the smell, so they're not going to come into the kitchen and bother you. So this is one idea, for example, that you could talk about and just add up. Or something as basic as if you noticed if you watch the room tour of my Airbnb, like the host has provided such high quality what do you call this, utensils, like her look at this, for example, like what do you call them, like the pots and pans, like they're such high quality. Oh my god, like I had to cook, like they just give you motivation to want to cook. So you could talk about something like that, or just other unique ways to impress your guests that cost almost nothing. So that's like just an example. You can talk about how to curate the ultimate welcome kit for your guests. Those are just tips you can giving. You can talk about top 10 questions guests ask and how to answer them. Yeah. You could talk about how I make my Airbnb feel like home for my guests. So the titles, the videos you can cover in this is endless. Last but not least, if you have a legal background, especially this can be very important for you in terms of legal and practical hosting advice. So here basically it will be themed around helping hosts to navigate the regulations, safety and practicalities of running an Airbnb. So here example video topics include how to get your Airbnb license, a step-by-step guide. You can talk about avoiding host nightmares, essential safety tips for your rental. You can talk about taxes for Airbnb hosts. This is a big one, especially in Kenya right now. What you need to know in 2025, 2026, 2027, depending on when you're watching this video. You can talk about questions like should you allow pests in your Airbnb, the pros and cons of allowing them. So there's all those kind of things you can cover. How to handle cancellations and refund requests gracefully. So those are some of the topics you can cover, especially if you're going to be giving things around legal and practical hosting advice. And the best part about this is that once you pick your YouTube channel and you start creating content around a particular theme, so like if you decide to pick, like, I don't know, the theme of travel and guest experience insights, and you do these first 5 videos that I've already topics I've shared there, with time you're going to start getting comments in your videos, you're going to start getting questions, and additional video topics will just start creating themselves, and you just have to continue creating content that way by answering questions as you go about your Airbnb, the things that you encounter, all those challenges, all the interesting things that are going on in your Airbnb, make them video topics. But as usual, make sure whatever you put on the internet, only put what you are comfortable with. Make sure that you maintain guest privacy, and yeah, I wish you all the best with your listing. If there's other topics you'd like for me to cover, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to cover them. So make sure you watch all the videos in the series. I will see you on the next one. Bye.